Hey, Aaron Chen here. Hope you're doing well. If you're watching this video right now, then you're probably doing a bit of research on, leadership and how to be a leader, all right? So I want to talk over the next few minutes about some of the strategies that you can actually implement today in your business, in your life, whether, that's just every day or, maybe you're growing an internet marketing business. It's important to be a leader, okay? And it's important to lead your tribe. It's important to lead your people. And I'm going to be sharing with you some of the strategies that I've used over the last 9 years in my business and why they work so well. Okay, so if you don't know who I am, hey there, my name is Aaron. I'm an online entrepreneur. I've been online for 9 years, but 8 of those 9 years though failed really miserably, made a lot of mistakes in my business, didn't really know what I was doing in the early years, but slowly started to figure it out, and over a year ago had some tremendous success in my business, generated over 1,000 sales. So in my videos, what I try and do is I try to give back and try to give you some of the best advice that I've learned over the last 9 years of hitting brick walls and getting punched in the face constantly over and over and over again, right? But the thing is the truth is that success and leadership, they come hand in hand, right? If you're going to be successful, you're kind of just naturally thrown into that leadership role. But it is also very important, of course, especially if you're building some sort of, online internet marketing business where you're going to be doing video and you're going to be doing webinar, and you're going to be, getting lots of new customers in, or maybe you're doing some sort of network marketing business and you're recruiting people into your business. You need to be a leader, okay? And not everyone is naturally born leaders, and don't worry about that, because it doesn't really work that way. It's not that you're either born a leader or you're not. It's not really like that, okay? Leadership is a learned skill. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Leadership is a learned skill, right? Not everybody's born a leader, and it's definitely something that you can pick up over time, right? So if you're feeling like, oh, you're a little bit shy, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm definitely screwed now because I'm definitely not a leader, then I don't want you to worry, because over the next few minutes in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you some strategies that you can implement straight away that will change the way that you look at leadership. Okay, so if you use some of these tactics and you implement them, I promise you will start to feel like a leader, you will start to lead like a leader, and that's just going to naturally attract more people to you, because that's essentially the reason why you want to do it, right? It's about attracting people towards you, and you'd be surprised when it comes to internet marketing, it's not about hiding behind your keyboard. Okay, it's not about hiding behind a computer. You need to get out there, you need to speak to people, you need to do video, you need to do webinar. That's really how you convert leads into sales, right? I didn't know that, right? It took me a long time. It took me 7 to 8 years to figure that out, that you actually have to do that, okay? So what are some of the things that you can do? Well, first of all, you need to be confident. Okay, or you need to appear to be confident. Now that doesn't mean that you need to be a super confident person all the time, right? So in your day-to-day life, if you're not that confident, it's okay. If you're a little bit shy, then it's okay, it's not so bad. But when you're talking to your audience, when you're writing your emails, when you're doing video, you need to adopt a character or a language or language patterns, right, that reflect confidence. Okay, it's very important, because if you don't do that, then nobody's gonna follow someone who doesn't appear to be confident, right? So if you're someone who's naturally, a little bit shy and a little bit quiet, when you do video, you have to try and kind of switch it on, just sort of turn on a switch just for the camera. Stare directly in the camera, make sure you're making eye contact with the lens, right? Because that's your audience. Your audience is looking directly at the ends. That's the eye of your prospect, right? That's the eye of your customers. So you need to be speaking directly to the lens. I'm obviously not doing it very well right now because I'm driving, and this is actually kind of dangerous, but I like doing videos in the car, right? And I shouldn't be just staring at the lens, because I might crash into someone. But if you're at home, or if you're in your office, or if you're in the garden somewhere and you're doing a video, make sure you make eye contact with the lens of your camera. That is super important, okay? The other thing is the way that you speak, speak confidently, right? Make sure you smile, make sure you've thought about the things that you want to say, so that when you're doing your video, you know what you're talking about, okay? If you don't know what you're talking about, or if it seems like you don't know what you're talking about, then you're not gonna appear very confident. And if you don't appear confident, then people aren't gonna trust you, okay? They're not going to trust you, they're not going to want to follow you, and then that becomes a problem, right? Remember that perception is reality, okay? So if people perceive you to be someone who is not very confident, you don't really know what you're talking about, you know, you're constantly umming and ahhing in the videos, and you know, you're not kind of direct, you're just kind of going all over the place, then they're going to assume that you don't really know what you're talking about, and they're not going to feel attracted to you. Okay, which leads me to the next point that you need to do is you need to create what's called the attractive character. Okay, now the attractive character, and I've spoken about this in some of my other videos, but everybody wants to follow an attractive character, right? Everybody wants to be friends with an attractive character. Now the thing about selling products and services online is that it doesn't matter if you're selling a washing machine or if you're selling a home business opportunity, people prefer to buy from people that they know, like, and trust, right? So instead of buying, you know, from a brochure, or from, you know, or from an e-commerce website where it's just, you know, a washing machine, people would much rather buy from a human being, right? So if you were making videos every single day about how amazing this washing machine is, and you know how it can do this and do that, and you were an attractive character, trust me, people would much rather buy that washing machine from you rather than going to an e-commerce website, because the e-commerce website has no personality, okay? But you obviously have tons of personality, or if you don't have that much personality, you can develop that personality on screen, okay? Now if you're feeling a little bit, you know, scared, then you can develop that personality via email, right? There's a very specific way of speaking to people, and you want to be sort of, you know, adopt more, you know, confident and proactive type of speech, right? And that's definitely a lot more attractive than someone who, you know, seems a little bit scared or seems too formal and a little bit too cool for school, okay? So an attractive character is about, you know, being cool, being yourself, connecting with your audience, you know, smiling on camera, you know, showing a little bit of personality, right? Showing the kind of your mannerisms, and that's really what people want to see, okay? And I can give you a cool little tip here, okay? The person that gives out the most energy wins. Okay, I'll say that again. The person that gives out the most energy wins every single time, okay? So you want to amp it up a little bit. Okay, now in real life I am like this, okay? I do like to speak, you know, I like to talk, and I generally am quite animated, but for the camera, yeah, I do turn it on a little bit more, because it's important that you're conveying that message across the camera. And unfortunately, if you don't put extra energy into your videos and your emails and your webinars, then it's not going to come across on the camera, okay? Because unfortunately it gets dulled by the recording. It's just kind of the way it is. When I'm transmitting this sort of speech and energy and action through the video, it gets dulled a little bit, right? So you want to up your energy a little bit when you're doing video, okay? Don't worry if it feels a little bit weird the first time, because after a little while, once you start you know, doing this on a regular basis, it actually becomes very normal and it becomes very easy. Okay, so tip number 3 when it comes to, you know, being a leader and being a little bit more authoritative is you must take a stance in your marketing. Okay, that means you must have an opinion. You don't want to be a yes man to everything and just kind of, you know, go with the flow with everything. You want to have an opinion, okay? And the reason why that's important is because if you have an opinion, what you do is you polarize the market. Right? So some people are gonna love you and some people are gonna hate you, but that's okay, because that's what leaders do, right? They drive people, they polarize people, right? Because leaders have opinions, right? And people that have an opinions, generally, they are looked at as an authority figure, right? I mean, if you look at the president of our current president, sorry, not our current president, the president of the United States, right? Who is Trump, obviously, right? He's got some big opinions, right? Now, some people love him, some people hate him, okay? Doesn't really matter. The reality is that you will polarize people. It's the same as Obama, right? Obama had his opinions, George Bush had his opinions, right? And it's the same with any other leader. I mean, look at Gary Vaynerchuk. Okay, if you don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, he's one of the most influential business leaders right now, online business leaders right now, right? And dude, he is rude, man. He drops F-bombs, he says, you know, a-hole all the time, he's constantly swearing, but the stuff that he says makes a lot of sense. Like, I love him because he is the real deal, right? He'll just lay it out for you right there. He doesn't really care if you follow him or not. But the truth is because of the way that he speaks and the stuff that he talks about makes a lot of sense, right? It's very practical stuff, and there are very few people that are, you know, other leaders that are very scared to take a stance on certain things, but he'll do it. That's why so many people follow him. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So it's very important that you take a stance in your marketing, in your messaging. Okay, so the stance that I like to take in my messaging is, look, I'm very similar to Gary and you know, I don't swear in my videos and stuff like that, but I'm all about hard work, right? I'm all about, you know, getting off your lazy bum and taking action, because I truly believe that that's the way that you'll have success, right? Sorry guys, that was the last hole. I'm all about having no excuses, because I truly believe that, I mean, everyone's born with circumstance, right? But the truth is that, you know, you can't keep coming up with excuses, because if you do, then it just shows that you're not willing to do the work. That's all it means, right? So I hate it when people come up with excuses, because dude, everyone's got circumstances, you know, everyone's got problems in their lives, but if you want to make it happen, you're gonna make it happen, and it's as simple as that. And I talk about that a lot in my videos, right? So I'm taking a certain stance in marketing. Now, I will polarize people, right? There will be some people that's not gonna like my messaging, but most of the people who are not gonna like my messaging are lazy people. You know, if you really think about it, right? The people that aren't going to connect with me are lazy people and people that are truly not willing to do the work to be successful. Now ask yourself this question: do you really want people like that in your business anyway? Absolutely not. I don't want to have someone in my team who's not willing to do the work. I don't want to mentor a student who's not willing to do the things that you need to do in order to be successful. If I tell someone to record 10 videos on YouTube and upload it, I expect them to do that, or at least get pretty close, right? If you're not even willing to open my emails or do the training that you paid for, then I can't help you, right? And you can't help someone like that. They can't even help themselves, right? So, you know, you got to think about the types of people that you want in your business anyway. So again, I'm kind of like, you know, I'm deviating a little bit, but you know, coming back to what I was saying earlier, you want to take a stance in your messaging and your marketing, okay? And if you're a little bit scared to do that, what I would say is don't worry about it. Okay, you're gonna piss a little people off, but it doesn't really matter, because the truth is that if you're honest and you're doing a good job, right, you're probably gonna attract more people than you're going to repel. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about it at all, because there will be a group of people who will love you for telling it like it is. Okay, and these are some of the strategies, you know, in being a leader. And I'll give you one last one, and this is a really, really big one, right? And sometimes this is overlooked. But one of the really easy ways to become a leader is to just give people a little bit more information than they know. Okay, that's it. You don't have to be an expert in the topic. You just need to know a little bit more than the next person. Okay, and I'll give you a great example of this. I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen Catch Me If You Can, right? I think it's the movie Catch Me If You Can, where the actor, and this is based on a true story, right? Where this guy, he actually, if you watch the movie, there's one scene where he actually goes into a college lecture hall, right? And nobody, the teacher is not there, so he just decides to kind of get there. He just comes down and he decides to just do an entire class and pretend to be the lecturer, right? And nobody knew that he wasn't actually the lecturer. And so when they caught him later on, and I think, you know, he was telling a story about it, they asked him, like, they said, well, how did you know how to do that? How did you know how to pretend to be a lecturer, you know, pretend like you knew what you were doing, and how come nobody in the classroom knew that you were fake, right? And he basically said, well, all I did was I read a couple of chapters ahead, and that's all I did. I knew a little bit more than all the students in there, and I just taught them what I had read a couple of chapters ahead, and no one was the wiser. Everybody just assumed that because he was giving the right information, or information, it might not even have been the right information, just because he was giving information, everybody assumed that he was a lecturer, right? So perception is reality, right? So again, a really, really big part of being a leader is knowing a little bit more than your audience, right? Now, you don't have to be the expert. So if you're just getting started today and you're thinking, well, Aaron, I don't know that much about business. I don't know that much about internet marketing. I don't know that much about weight loss, right? Don't worry about it, because the truth is that all you need to do is you need to study a little bit more than everyone else, and then give them that information confidently, right, and articulately. So just make sure that you know, you practice a couple of times, and they will automatically assume that you know your stuff, and they're just going to portray you as a leader. How amazing is that? That's pretty mind-blowing, right? A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people think, oh no, I've got to be an expert in YouTube marketing. I need to know everything about YouTube marketing before I can add any value to the marketplace. That's not true. The truth is that you've learned a lot in this video already, right? You've learned probably 3 or 4 things about being a leader. You could literally go and make a video and copy me verbatim, okay? You could copy everything that I just said in this video, make your own video, upload it onto YouTube, and hey, I don't mind. I give you permission to do that. Aaron Chen gives you permission to go ahead and do that, okay? So if you want to do that right now, I don't mind, okay? And what's going to happen is people are going to watch your video and they're going to think, oh, this Bob Smith guy knows what he's talking about. This Jenny Lee girl knows what she's talking about. You know, it's really as simple as that, okay? So let me know what you think in the comments below. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I think this is a really important topic, right? I think too many people overthink this whole leadership thing. The truth is that there are a lot of leaders out there that are really, really shy. They're not even outgoing people. You don't have to be, okay? You don't need to be an extrovert to be a leader, all right? Get that, you know, erase that thought from your mind. If you think that you need to be an extrovert to be a leader, you don't. You just need to make sure that you do certain things the right way, and the market is just going to perceive you as a leader. Give lots of value. You know, make lots of videos, learn a little bit, give lots of value to the marketplace, give the message confidently, you know, make eye contact with the camera, be super cool, be yourself, show your personality, and you're just automatically going to be a leader. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video today, because I think this is such an important thing in the marketplace, in general, in business. You know, if you want people to follow you, then you got to implement these things. Okay, let me know in the comments below, are you going to implement some of these strategies today in your business? I hope you're going to do that. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you got some value today, and you know, if you want to subscribe to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel, because I come out with these videos on a regular basis, and I want to add some value to your life and your business. Okay, also, if you don't already know, if you want to spend a little bit more time with me, if you want to get more in-depth training with me, and you want to learn how I built my business over the last 9 years, how I was able to turn 8 years of failure into 1 year of really, really amazing success, I want to show you how to do that, okay? So all you have to do, if you want, okay, you don't have to if you don't want to, you can click on the link right below this video, and it'll lead you to my page, and I'll show you the training when you get over there, all right? Again, I wish you all the best. Try some of these leadership strategies and let me know how you go. I'm really interested to know whether some of them work for you or not, okay? This is Aaron Chen signing out. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.